Today guys, I'm in Forest Hills in Queens, and a lot of people have asked me to film along Austin Street. So that's what I'm going to do today. I've just finished filming the real life location where the mobster Billy Batts was killed. And I'm just focused across the street right there because that's the mural for Helen Keller, which I featured in a previous video. The one thing I wasn't able to do in that video was to film this side. There was a busker here the day that I filmed. So before we hit Austin Street, I just want to show you some of the prominent people of Forest Hills in Queens. Now a lot of these names aren't going to mean much to you. Although I guess Ascan Bacchus probably means something because I'm stood on Ascan Avenue right now. So this was probably his land at the time. Philanthropist Margaret Sage and capitalist Russell Sage. So I just wanted to get that mural in before I started out on Austin Street. Now Austin Street is only right at the traffic light there, so I don't have far to go. In fact, the light crossed so I can jaywalk. Perfect. Nothing like a bit of jaywalking to get the day started. Although in reality this is like video 5 of 5. So it's actually at the end of my day, not at the beginning of my day. Now the only thing really on Austin Street is a lot of specialized stores, I guess. And a long time ago I used to, I would say hang out in this area, but I used to come to this area every now and then. They had some good bars down here. And if I do see some type of specialty store that I like, I'm probably going to go ahead and stop the video and pop in there. Sushi time is closed, unfortunately. But I do know they got a cheese store down here as well. My days of going to a barber shop have long gone. We have a saying back in England that I'm as bald as a coot.
What is a better time?
Now there is a story I want to do on Austin Street, which is much further down behind where I am now. It's the story of Kitty Genovese. Now it isn't just the story of Kitty, but her murder led to a lot of changes in the way the police operated. And that will make for quite an interesting story. In the Kissy Genovese story, there was actually a misleading newspaper report that was only cleared up about 50 years after Kitty Genovese died.
So what are you taking pictures of?
I'm just filming Austin Street there. I was just telling everyone about the Kitty Genovese story.
Right.
You remember the Kitty Genovese story?
I lived here then.
Oh, did you really? No kidding, yeah?
Where were you living then?
I would have been back in the UK back then. Yeah.
Right. No, wait, so Kitty Genovese, that apartment, she was upstairs,
Right.
okay? So what happened in that apartment?
Happy that she's
Number one,
in the
she was a bartender.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, she was gay, and so it wasn't that it was two girls who were up there
Right.
sharing one bed,
Yeah.
you know. And then
Yeah.
we know people who lived there. So that whole story of no one calling the police, that was all fake.
That's exactly what I'm just telling them right now.
Nice.
I said the original story that
Right.
nobody did anything.
Right.
That's
and
not
what do you
true.
do now? What do you-
I just film for YouTube. I make stories
Okay,
on New
all right,
York.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Richard Arthur.
Okay, we'll look it up.
Yeah, okay, good.
Thank
I just filmed the location where Billy Bats was killed in real life.
Right. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know the scene in Goodfellas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so the upstairs one? The upstairs. Wait.
No, where he was killed at Henry Hill's Sweet Lounge.
Yeah. Right. Oh, wait.
That was one floor, right?
That was no. Wait, Henry Hill. No, I mean I know Henry Hill, but I'm just trying to think. Oh no, I was thinking of that other one upstairs when they threw him out the window.
Oh, okay.
Right, that was in Ridgewood.
Gotcha. Okay, that's where I live actually. I live over in Ridgewood.
so-
I'm not on the high floor, you know.
I'm on the ground
Wait,
floor.
so in that bar there, when they showed that scene where out the window, remember?
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about, and I can't remember the name. See, I did all the mafia stories in Ridgewood and Maspeth.
you did?
Yeah. So I do a lot of stories, not like too many stories on the mafia, but several stories
You
on
have
the
a card?
mafia. I don't, unfortunately, no.
I don't look in one on YouTube
Okay,
online.
so how do you spell your last name?
Arthur, as in King Arthur.
Oh, Arthur.
Yes,
And-
Richard
and-
Arthur.
Okay, I'll
As in
look
Dudley
it up.
Moore. Dudley Moore.
Exactly,
Wait,
there
wait,
you go,
wait,
yeah.
wait. Richard Arthur.
Richard Arthur, that's
I'll
right.
look it up.
YouTube.
And if I reach out to you, my name is Charlie. Just get back to me. I got some great stories for you. I
Okay,
promise.
sounds good, my friend, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so last week I went in Maspeth. I went to where the Goodfellas scene where Billy Bats was killed.
Right.
I went to the bar. Well, it's not a bar anymore, but and I figured as I went there, I'm like, why not come up here and do the real life Billy
the
Bats?
rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we go. Where do we go, Gary? In Ridgewood.
Oh, Porcelain, where the what was the name of that movie? The Robert De Niro movie that was out about a year
Oh,
ago.
The Irishman.
Oh, the
Irishman.
Irishman.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
That's the bar out that they use. That bar.
Right.
The
Yes.
opening scene, yeah. So, yeah, it's called Porcelain now. It's a really nice place, and the owner's nice, so he'd let you in and,
Right.
and you can interview him, he's really good.
See, I've already filmed the Irishman
Okay,
scenes in Ridgewood.
Oh, you did?
Oh,
Yeah,
alright,
you
so
know the
you're
one
ahead of
where.
the game. Yeah.
Yeah, you know the one where Robert De Niro is stomping on the guy's
Yes,
hand?
yeah.
Yeah, I actually filmed the whole exterior of that
Oh, wow.
building, yeah.
Porcelain, yeah, it's a nice place.
All right. Well, it's good talking
Alright,
to you
thank you.
guys.
Well,
All
it's
right.
yes,
Take
okay,
care.
yeah.
Now the video's actually been running about 9.5 minutes right now, but I don't know when exactly I'm gonna start the video. What happened was I was just walking down Austin Street there, and these three guys stopped me. You know, wanting to know what I was doing. Then when I told them that I was filming the Billy Bats murder scene, that got them started in all types of stories. So when I watch it back, unfortunately I didn't point the camera at them, but you know, you're going to be able to hear their voices. If it's interesting enough, I'll just go ahead and leave it in. Maybe I'll put some pictures up while the conversation's going on. But they were really friendly guys. But of course, anyone who films, you'll know it's one of the problems that you have when you're filming. Everyone wants to stop you and find out what you're doing. Now, I was hoping to get a couple of little snippets out of them, but nothing they said was new to me. But one of the guys said that his name was Charlie, and that if he reaches out to me, he'll fill me in on a couple of stories. So hopefully we'll get a couple more stories out of this. Now, unfortunately, I've reached the destination where I've got to get the train. And I don't feel like I've filmed much. So even though I've got to actually turn here, I'm just going to keep walking for a couple more blocks. Just to like fill the video out, you know. I don't want to like put a 2-minute video up. But like I said, hopefully that conversation was good enough to leave in the video. Because we actually covered a few different stories there. Maybe I'll be able to stick up some pictures of the different stories that we were talking about. So it started off when I was talking to them, I was going to cover the Kitty Genovese story, which took place on Austin Street. And the guys apparently lived here. And one of the things, in fact, you know what, it's quite funny. I think I just finished saying how there was a misleading newspaper report. How there was a misleading newspaper report that wasn't discovered until like 50 years later. And no sooner had I said that, that guy dived straight into the same story. Now, what it was, after Kitty Genovese was killed, the newspaper put a story out that nobody came to her aid. And I won't go into the ins and outs of it now, because obviously I'm not doing that story right now.
What's going on, baby? What are you doing?
But it was completely untrue. And 50 years after she was murdered, Kitty Genovese's brother, he wanted to find out what really happened that night. Now, he was really a young kid at the time, like I guess 7 or 8, or maybe just a little bit older. And he's a guy who uses a wheelchair. So I guess his mobility back then would have been difficult to come and find out the full story. So along with a movie maker, they made their own movie about it. Now, I came here once, and I don't remember why.
Why you moving like you like that? Why you not like that?
I'm guessing maybe I came to the restaurant there. Or was it this section? Maybe I came for Indian food. That would be more like me. But anyway, this video has been running about 16 minutes now. And this is probably going to take me a long time to edit, because I'm not sure what I'm leaving in. I want to say that's one of the bars that I used to go to. It's been so long ago now, it's been about 30 years or so, I guess. The place that I actually used to drink at was a place called the Austin Ale House, which coincidentally Kitty Genovese lived right above the Austin Ale House. At the time I didn't know that, so I drank there for years not knowing. And then when I found out the story, I was like, oh my god, that's right above where I used to drink. And what was also funny was the comedian Rodney Dangerfield, he used to live right up there as well. But like I said, I don't want to cover too much on that story, because I'll end up ruining the actual story when I get around to telling it. Now I'm just going to stand here just for a second, because there's a lot of people coming by. So I'm going to let them go ahead first. So I think actually I'm just going to wrap it up here. I think I've got more than enough footage today. I think this is like my 5th film today. And the old plates of meat are beginning to hurt me a little bit. And I still got to travel home. Take me about an hour and a half to get home from here, I guess. Alright, that's enough for now. I don't know what the finished product you're going to get on this video is, because I'm going to have to do a lot of editing on this one. But whatever I've left, this is the ending.